Welcome to the official judges review and evaluation session of The Voice Unknown Season 1. In this video, you'll witness a thoughtful, honest, and professional process behind how our judges analyzed each contestant's final performance. From vocal quality and control to expression and delivery, every detail was examined with precision. This is where artistry meets excellence and where the foundation of the results begins. Let's step into the judges' chamber and see how your favorite contestants were evaluated. So, ladies and gentlemen, we've got 3 contestants for the final stage of this competition. We've got the public votes as reflected on the screen. We have contestant Faithful. He's got 487 votes. Wow. And then we've got contestant Richard. He's got 463 votes. And then we've got contestant Precious. She's got 596 votes. All right, over to you, judges.
All right. Can we have contestant number TU04, Richard?
Welcome to the grand finale performance stage of The Voice Unknown Season 1. Ladies and gentlemen, I present contestant number TVU04, Richard.
Hello everyone. Hi, hello everyone. Yes, I'll be doing a song by Sister Winans. Mercy Said No. Oh, I was just a child when I felt the Savior leaving. I was trying to what I could not understand. And for the cost of Christ, I have spent my days believing that what He had me be is who I am. As I've come to see the weaker side of me, oh, I realize His grace is what I need. When sin demanded justice for my soul, mercy said no. I'm not gonna let you go. I'm not gonna let you slip away. You don't have to be afraid. Mercy said no. Sin won't ever take control. And light and dark stood face to face, and darkness tried to steal my heart. Mercy said no. I'm not gonna let you go. I'm not gonna let you slip away. You don't have to be afraid. Mercy said no. And now whenever looks in me is true, the blood of Jesus reminded me of very long ago. Mercy said no. I'm not gonna let you go. I'm not gonna let you slip away. You don't have to be afraid. Mercy said no.
All right. Thank you very much, Richard. That was a good attempt. I do have a couple of things to say, and we're no longer at the first stage of the competition. We're kind of like at the finals now. So I'll be very honest and truthful with you because it's also going to be a lot for learning and growth. Number one, I really felt like this was too much. It was a lot packed into what you were doing, and a lot of it was also uncoordinated. One of the biggest skills of a singer is knowing when to use your riffs and runs, and also when the song just needs gentle, smooth expression. I felt like it was a lot of trying to do vocal riffs and runs, and they were pretty much uncoordinated. A lot of times you also went off pitch, uncoordinated modulations and key changes. There has to be a logic behind which you switch from one key to another, and there has to be the perfect switch and glide. It felt like you were randomly choosing whatever key you wanted to progress to and just going there. It wasn't really coordinated or intentional. It also lost me on authenticity, right, and emotional connection because again it was too much. It was hard to actually connect with you and see you singing from a place where you were really giving expression to what you were singing. I think you were too focused on coming off as skilled, that you ended up losing the part of interpreting the song properly and actually being coordinated with the way you sang. But you have such a great voice, I must tell you that what this really needs is more practice, more mastery, and more guidance. And yeah, it will be awesome.
Okay, thank you very much. Richard, you have an amazing voice, I must say. I like the smoothness in your pitch. However, you were flattening most times, and I equally noticed the fact that your modulation, it looked like it was your own personal decision to move that far. The original song didn't go that far. That very point, okay? You went a bit too far. Again, I think you may want to also focus on coordination. Very key. Very, very key. If you put these things together, trust me, you are an amazing singer. You are fantastic. And please keep the work you do, work on this, and just keep shooting forward. Well done.
Thank you, Judge Blessing. I think I need to take a breather. I don't know if you're just starting the competition or this is actually the final round of the competition. Richard, I'm trying not to be emotional because I kind of am. And looking at where you started from, how we started this competition, I'm so disappointed. I don't know how best to say it. But I'm not trying to sugarcoat because this is not the end of singing for you. You have a very rich voice. Very rich. You're a very hilarious and engaging singer. People would pay to watch you if you get your A game, if you get your acts together. You're the kind of singer that people will pay to watch because you won't just sing, you will entertain. You have a very good expression potential, But for this competition, for this particular song, I'm so not happy because this is one of my favorite songs and you murdered it like so much. I don't know what happened, but Richard, I think the three of us, all the three judges have said something similar. Not coordinated. You were not coordinated. I don't know if you sang out of pressure, but I'll just go straight to it. It was underwhelming for me. You were rushing. You have a rich voice, and the kind of voice you have, you need to calm down and be comfortable while singing, and you need to own your singing. It's no doubt you can sing, but it takes a level of intelligence to actually sing a song that people would listen to and enjoy. Let's not even go as far as being blessed. at least let's enjoy your singing first. You have that potential, but I don't know. I don't know. So you're, of course, anyway, this song is a soft song. It requires a level of coordination and it requires you to be, in a way, comfortable singing it. It requires you owning the song, like singing it like you mean every word you say. It requires you to have a good breath control, which was not the case in this your performance. Anyway, you have a good voice. That's all I can say. You have great potential. I believe that, and I'm hoping that after this competition, you won't stop singing. You get yourself maybe a trainer or something. Just learn. Just crave that. Have that craving of learning. Okay, find a way to learn. Find someone to mentor you. If you need to go on YouTube, just make sure you develop yourself because you have the potential. It's in you. But for this performance, it's a bit underwhelming for me. I'm sorry. That's all I can say. But thank you for trying. Thank you for coming as well. All right. So I'll hand over to the next judge to call the next performer.
Please, can we have contestant TVU01, Precious?
Welcome to the grand finale performance stage of The Voice Unknown Season 1. Ladies and gentlemen, I present contestant number TVU01, Precious.
Okay. Get right into it. Thank you so much, Precious. All through these different stages in this competition, this is one performance of yours that has gotten to me. And what that means is you did an excellent delivery. Thank you again. I like the concept in the medley, the choice of song. Few things you want to notice or take note of rather, and make corrections about pronunciation. I think this is also something that has been talked about at the various stages of this competition, pronouncing the word. So is circumstance. I'm not sure I heard what you said in that very part. So I would be content. I'm talking about gyre. So I would be content in every circumstance. I guess that's what that is supposed to be, but I'm not sure what you sang. So you want to pay attention to giving the right words. Your lyrics should matter as much as the emotions that you bring and the presence. So again, in this ministration, I do not know if it's because I love the choice of songs, but I want to tell you that I felt the presence of God listening to this very ministration of yours. Now, what that tells me is you have the spirit that can minister to people. As I'm talking to you as well right now, I still feel it. I still feel the presence of God right where I am. So you have the spirit. You look to me like someone who has a secret place where she actually stays and spends some time in prayer. That's what I feel. I want you to not just let this end here. Take it everywhere you go. Your voice needs to be heard beyond the ends of the earth. And what the secret place does is opens you up to that well. Is a well, is an unending stream. You just keep drawing. I feel it. That's why I'm saying it the way I am saying it. So please keep it up. And remember the few things I pointed out. You're good. God bless you. I will now hand over to the next judge to please give her opinion.
Alrighty. Thank you so much, Precious, for that performance. Thank you for showing up. Thank you for what you've done. Straight out the bat, I would say you have a very beautiful voice. That's definitely not something to talk about. You have a lovely voice. A couple of things, though, that I will point out, and I think I mentioned some of these before. While you have the choice to use a musical instrument, which is fine and part of the competition, I think I mentioned this at the very first stage. You want to be careful that the instrument you choose, the acoustics around how the room is set up, do not underwhelm your voice. Because I think that's what happened. I don't think the setup you had in the room ended up doing justice to how beautiful your voice is. There was so much reverb happening that it kind of like it toned out a little bit the beauty of your voice. And sometimes I know it's easy to want to pick a keyboard and have a reverb because it gives the sound of worship and that atmosphere, that, but still, I'm more interested in hearing the clarity of your own voice and what you're doing with it. That said, you're actually a very skilled singer. Now, because I know I could pick out the skill behind all the reverb and all of that happening in the room, but people who are not as familiar may end up giving someone else who sings less than you more credit than they deserve because your voice is toned down by the acoustics and the instruments that you're using. Two definitely was the pronunciations for me. There were a lot of places where your words were not clearly inundated or properly pronounced. Three was your lyrics. There were many places where you sang the wrong lyrics. And this is the end of the competition. If you're going to do a song, you want to do real justice to it, and you have the opportunity to take 2 or 3 takes. It's literally the finals. So pay attention to actually not forgetting your lyrics or trying to cover it up real quick with something else. So I took note of that. And then lastly for me was your breath control. There were so many places where you weren't controlling your breath properly, and I could hear it like super heavily on the microphone. So other than these things, if you pay attention to these things, you're definitely like your voice absolutely phenomenal. You have so much vocal strength that I love, right? And yeah, like pretty much paying attention to these little details here and there. Other than that, well done, absolutely well done.
Thank you, Precious. Thank you. I don't know if it's because of the last song we've listened to, and this one sounds amazing. Of course, you're a worshiper. It's obvious, you're a worshiper, and you have an amazing voice. You remind me of Glory, actually. Yeah, Glory in the making, and there's a lot your voice.
I felt the same when she was singing.
Right?
So I'm going to be as hard on you as I am.
Yeah, you're an amazing singer. You're anointed, like Judge Blessing said. You're gifted. You are a worshiper. You love God. Obviously, throughout the competition, it's been so obvious to neglect that you love God, and I'm really happy for you for that. Aside that, I'm grateful you came on this competition, but I have a few concerns. I don't know if there was a rule set out when you were applying. If there's a rule that says you have to sit and put the camera in front of you and sing, I don't know, but I think my expectations were so high. Maybe that's why it's a bit underwhelming for me, because what stops you from standing? What stops you from doing something different? Or maybe because it's my personality. I like creativity. I love creativity. I prefer you don't give me the same thing all through, take the risk, go out there, just take that risk. And, this is a final round of a competition. And I don't think there's a rule that said you have to sit and put the phone in front of you and sing. Sometimes the outcome of your singing depends on your positioning as well. There's a lot you can do if you change positions. There's a lot you can do if you stretch. There's a lot you can do if you stand. There's a lot you can do if you're more expressive. There's no cage. There's no box when it comes to singing. Precious, I'm talking to you because I believe that you are a singer and you would sing after now. Try to add creativity to your singing. Think of what I can do. What's my best position in singing? Where am I most comfortable in? And your voice is a big voice, so try to go outside your comfort zone. Try as much as you can. You will do great things. I can feel it so much. Like Judge Glory said, the keyboard was too loud, and even if it gave us an ambience, I will not just go and go back to repeating what she said. But yeah, I know we had said it like throughout the competition. Try, and she had even advised you to ditch the keyboard at some point, but I think the keyboard may be a challenge right now, because even if it is nice to listen to, it kind of shortchanged your performance, kind of made it less than what it's supposed to be. And then the last thing I want to say is you are amazing. So thank you for coming on this show. Keep worshiping God, and we would love to hear and see you in the future. See your exploits. Well done, Precious. Well done. All right. Thank you so much. So far, so good. We're going to head straight to the last performer for today and for this competition. Can we have Faithful, please?
Welcome to the grand finale performance stage of The Voice Unknown Season 1. Ladies and gentlemen, I present contestant number TVU02, Faithful.
Oh Lord my God, when I in awesome wonder consider all thy works, thy hands the stars. I hear the rolling thunder that pass throughout the universe displayed.
Hallelujah.
Then sings my soul, my Savior God to thee. How great thou art, how great thou art. Then sings my soul, my Savior God to thee. How great thou art, how great thou art, how great thou
Judge Blessing, do you want to start, please? Oh, Judge Glory, please, can you start? Thank
Gladly.
you.
Gladly. Faithful. Faithful. Okay. So first of all, there's two things you always do well. I'm so impressed with your vocal control when you don't overdo it. We'll get there. But I'm so impressed with your natural vocal control. You have such a beautiful tone. You have such a sweet mastery of your riffs and runs that make them sound very natural, not forced, not overly done, but natural. However, I think there's certain things that happen in these finals that we have to really pay attention to. I'll start from the beginning. Number one for me was the enunciation of your words. All right. You literally ended up sounding like you were saying, when I in awesome wonder, and thy works thy handmade, like handmade, not hands have made, because you basically rushed through those words, so they weren't properly inundated. It made it sound like you were using the wrong lyrics. That said, right, there was also the issue, you fell into the same classic trap of trying to do too much, which shocked me because you started out so beautifully, so perfectly, such a rich, perfect tone. And then you started moving towards the end and you felt like you had to bring in killer moves to impress. And honestly, it's fine to do killer moves to impress, but you want to ensure that in a bid to impress, you don't end up underwhelming the whole of your entire performance, right? You literally transition from being full on professional singer first half to looking like you were someone who just started learning how to sing the last bit, which was unfair. Your whistle note was, of course, at the end, perfect. The glide you took to get to the whistle note, totally off. We could hear your voice was cracked and all of that, and that doesn't give off professionalism. Rather than do that, you want to just sing with what's comfortable for you. If you're going to do that, you need to ensure you're doing it on a key. That glide has to be smooth. You either do it smoothly or you do a falsetto. So a falsetto gives you the ability to kind of like sound like you're trying to hit the note before you hit your whistle note. But you didn't do that. You went full on with your voice, not a falsetto, and it sounded unprofessional. Other than that, if you hadn't, felt that unnecessary urge at the end to like, I have to do something super killer, this would have been like such an amazing performance. And the only thing I would have had to talk about were those little bits of not inundating your words properly. So I'm honestly not happy, but I give it to you. You're such an awesome singer. And I guess it's the nerves as well of the finals because everyone wants to do that one thing that, sets you apart from everyone else. So take that into consideration. Other than that, beautiful voice as always.
Okay, so let me just add to what has been said. First of all, Faithful, I was having fun when you started, and I was looking for you at the end. What that means is you have what it takes to do beyond what you have even done here. Little mastery will help you improve. And let me just add a voice to the way you pronounce your words. Lyrics, very important. And I think lyrics is one of the things we've talked about, pronunciation of the words. We've talked about this from the beginning of the competition till now, if I'm not mistaken. How great thou art. I mean, I didn't hear the last alphabet. I just heard how great thou art. So it's somehow you get. As much as you have the emotions, be able to pronounce the words properly so that we can enjoy it all together. You are an amazing singer. Amazing singer. You are one singer that has built upon each previous level in course of this very competition. So I give it to you. Keep doing what you do. Add these little corrections we've made, observations to what you do. Improve on your mastery. You are great. Well done. Judge Gloria, over to you, please.
Faithful, first thing, you've been one of the contestants that have been really consistent. Actually, when you started, I think you're better off now, but you have it in you, just like Glory said, it's in you. And I hope that you will be able to grow. So each time we hear you sing, it won't be like the last time. Okay, have this flair, have this zeal and desire to always want to be better than you were in terms of singing. Okay, you're also a worshiper. Yeah, depends on what you want to take, how you want to, and where you want to take this to. However, your breathing, your breath control today was not so perfect, I guess because you were doing a freestyle. I understand that, but I kept hearing. So please be careful. Be careful about that. This is a final competition, actually. We don't want to mess it up, And I think the previous performance, I don't know, between the previous and this one, if I place it side by side, I would say you ended well in the previous one. But I like the richness of your tone, your voice, the richness. You blessed me, Faithful. So thank you. Aside your breath control, you trying to overperform, which Gloria had explained when she has explained it for us why you had to do that. You're amazing. I was already clapping before I heard the whistle, or I was like, oh, why Faithful? But you're amazing. Thank you. We enjoyed your performance. I was so blessed. Without an instrument, and you did justice to that song. Thank you, Faithful. Thank you. Thank you.
This concludes the full judges review and evaluation session. Every observation, every score, every recommendation in this review played a major role in shaping the outcome of this stage. The next video reveals how these evaluations translated into scores and which contestant is declared the winner of The Voice Unknown Season 1 with a grand prize of $500,000 naira. Stay tuned as we unveil the scores and results in the next video.